Okay. Let's start with the prayer. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, palms together. Take a normal breath. Once you're relaxed, seek the blessings from the gurus and the gods for today's lesson to enhance our knowledge in astrology. So if you're done, slowly open your eyes. Okay, awesome. We'll start with, before we are entering into our lesson, I thought to check some milestones because I had some idea about how we can, when we check about our milestone means how much basic thing we understand or not. So I believe till now we can able to understand this listed items. Okay, let's go through one by one. When you open any of the Jataka or your own Jataka or any of the horoscope, when you open, you can able to identify where is the Lagna, right?
Yes, yes.
Great.
Yes.
Yes.
Then you can able to identify what is the Rasi of the Jataka?
Yes.
How
Yes.
you can identify? Okay, I will give
Wherever the
you
moon is, that becomes a Rashi.
that Rasi becomes your Rasi. Awesome.
Repeat,
Okay.
please repeat, madam, repeat.
Your horoscope, right?
Yeah.
Wherever the moon is placed in
That is
whichever
Lagna.
moon.
Hmm.
Moon, wherever it is placed, that becomes your Rasi. For example, if the moon Graha, which is placed in the Mithuna Rasi, then what is your Rasi then? Mithuna Rasi. If the moon is placed in the Dhanush, then your Rasi becomes Dhanush Rasi.
No. If the moon is there in Simha, suppose in moon,
Simha
Lagna is Simha. Simha Lagna is there.
Okay, then where is your moon placed?
Kanya.
Then Kanya Rasi. Your Lagna is
No
the
moon.
Simha.
How to know moon is there? No, Lagna is Simha. My Simha Lagna is my Lagna is Simha, but Rashi is Kanya. So next to that it is Rashi.
No, it's not like next to that. Wherever your moon is placed, that becomes your Rasi. Okay, I will show you in the chart. Give me a second. I'm going to change the screen. Give me a second. Open the Jagannath Hora. Okay, see. In this chart, right, identify where is the moon. In the Rasi, in the natal chart, which is named as the Rashi, the first one, find where is the moon.
Moon is in the Dhanishta.
Then the Dhanush Rasi, then for this Jataka, Dhanush is the Rasi.
Okay.
I will open one more.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, got it.
Got it, right?
Okay. Now got it. Next, where moon is there? Got it.
And I switch the screen into PDF again. Okay, the star, how you can identify whenever in every software, they will mention you which is the star you are born on, right? You know, in the previous, when you are learning the astrology, there is a practice of identifying the star. But now you don't need to worry about it. In the software itself, it will tell you which star you are born on. you can able to identify in the Jataka itself, right? Whichever the software you are using, you can able to identify the birth star. I'm not telling about any other star, only your birth star. This one you can able to do it, right?
Yeah.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, I believe everyone can. Okay, then the Tithi. Which Tithi you were born? Or when I say which you are born on, means whatever the horoscope in your hand, you can able to identify which Tithi this horoscope is based on. Okay. The Tithi we already discussed in a very detailed manner last week. If you didn't understand what is the Tithi, go back to the last week lesson and understand what is Tithi. Okay. Then you have to see what is the Paksha. Paksha means the 15 days, one Paksha, 15 days, another Paksha. The month is divided into two equal portions, 15 based on the moon cycle. So which Paksha you are born? Are you born on the, when I say you born means that I'm telling about the Jataka in your hand, okay? If the Jataka is born on the Krishna Paksha or Shukla Paksha, that also you have to able to identify in your horoscope. Mostly everything will be in the software, whatever the software you are using. Let me see. I will show you in the. I will show you in. Give me a second. I will show again Jagannath Hora again. Okay. Second. So the Tithi, if you see I'm giving an example of the Jagannath Hora. You can use any software. Definitely, this will give us then a basic information. If you are using Astro Sage or any other software, everything is given as then basic information. Okay. So in the Tithi, we mentioned it is the Krishna Paksha means Krishna Paksha means that it's in the towards the Amavasya phase. Okay. Tithi is the Ekadashi. Okay. Then the Krishna Paksha is the Krishna Paksha means it's not in the Shukla Paksha. There is only two Paksha. Shukla Paksha, Krishna Paksha. Shukla Paksha is the moon is growing and the Krishna Paksha is moon is decreasing in its size. Okay. Then the nakshatra is the Mula. Every software you will understand which nakshatra, which Tithi. This one you can easily understand. Okay. I'm again changing the screen. Okay. From your chart, you can be able to identify which graha is exalted, which is depleted. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to give okay, let me give one example. I'm again changing that. You show different one because this one didn't have any exaltation. Okay, in this chart, do you find any of the exaltation planet? Everybody can see the screen, right? Jagannath Hora? No?
Not yet.
Yes.
Okay, give me a second. Now?
No. Yeah.
Okay, in this chart, you're able to find out which graha is, any graha is exalted here.
No.
Depleted?
No.
I didn't. How to find out, man?
No.
This is Vanita.
This
Tell me
one,
what
the
happened. I know
exaltation.
confusion I got. Now because we have got Kalapurusha chart. In that you have mentioned measure of exhausted sun, depleted sun, Saturn. Like
Okay,
that, no?
let's go with only one example. Okay,
Yeah.
in which Rasi sun will be exalted? Sun exalted in which Rasi?
Sun exhausted in
Simha.
Simha.
No, Simha is the owner of that Rasi is the sun. Okay,
Mesha.
Mesha. Yeah, sun is exalted in Mesha. Depleted in which Rasi?
Tula.
Depleted in
Tula Rasi.
Tula Rasi. Yeah.
Okay. When you see about the Graha is owner of the one Rasi. It can be exalted in one Rasi, it can be depleted in one Rasi. Now we'll take an example of the sun. Sun is the owner of the Simha. Simha Rasi, he's the owner. He's the lord of the Rasi. Okay. Then he exalted in the Mesha and depleted in the Tula. How we can identify exactly 180 degree? He will be depleted.
Yeah.
So When you see in that sun is the exaltation, debilitation point was there? No, the sun is in the Dhanush. Now,
But-
let's go with the Mercury. Mercury, which is what is the owner of the Mercury? We'll finish with this one. Who's Mercury? Which
Mithuna,
Rasi is
Mithuna and Kanya.
Mithuna and the Kanya. Okay.
Yeah.
In which Rasi exalted?
Sudha.
Kanya.
Kanya.
And
Kanya.
depleted in
I think
Meena.
opposite, Meena,
Meena.
opposite.
Meena.
One.
Yeah, correct. The same
Yeah.
thing goes for every other planet. You want to revise every other planet?
No. But tell me, but this chart which you have put now, how to identify that?
Okay. Okay, let's see. Mercury is exalted in the Kanya, Mercury depleted in the Meena. Is the Mercury is in the Meena and the Kanya? No. Mercury which is in the Vrikshika Rasi. So the Mercury is not in the owner of the houses, neither in the depleted, neither in the exalted position. Okay. Now we'll move on into the Venus. Venus owns which houses?
Venus,
Rishabha and Tula.
What is
Rishabha and Tula.
Tula.
Rishabha and Tula. Then when it will be exalted, when it will be depleted?
It is depleted in Tula, sorry, Kanya, and exalted in Meena.
Meena. Okay. So the Venus, which is the owner of the houses in the Rishabha and the Tula, exalted in the Meena, depleted in the Kanya. But in this Rashi chart, the Venus itself and it's in the Vrikshika Rasi. So neither of these matches. So the Venus was not exalted, Venus was not depleted, neither not in the owner of the houses. Okay, now move into the Jupiter. Jupiter won which houses?
Jupiter,
Meena and Dhanus.
Meena and Dhanush. Exalted in which Rasi?
It is exalted in Karkataka,
Depleted in which Rasi?
Makara.
Okay. Now, Jupiter owns the Dhanush and the Meena, exalted in the Karka, depleted in the Makara. Is now in this chart, Jupiter, which is where it is placed?
Meena.
in
Sorry,
Meena.
Kumbha.
Kumbha. Either it is in the owner of the houses, not in the exalted position, not in the depleted position. Okay. Now move into the Saturn. Saturn owns which houses?
Saturn,
Kumbha and
Makara,
Makara.
Kumbha and
Makara
Makara.
and Kumbha. Which is the exalted house?
That is in Tula. Tula is exalted and Mesha is depleted.
Mesha is the depleted. Okay, now see that Saturn own houses in the Kumbha Makara, exalted in the Tula, depleted in the Mesha. But now in this Rasi chart, where the Saturn was placed?
Meena.
Meena. So the Saturn not in the owner of the houses, not exalted, not depleted. Now we'll move on to the Mars. Mars is in which Mars owns which houses?
Mesha and Vrishchika.
Mesha and Vrikshika. Where it is exalted?
That's exalted in Makara.
Where it is depleted?
That's in Karkataka.
Okay. Now here is an interesting thing. The Mars is in the owner of the house. Mars owns the Mesha and Vrikshika. And exalted in the Makara, depleted in the Karkataka. But here, Mars is in the own house. Not exalted, not depleted, but itself in the own house. So Mars has the own power. For this, now move on to the Moon. Okay, Moon wants which house?
Moon owns Karkataka.
Exalted, depleted?
Rishabha exalted and Vrishchika depleted.
Depleted. So now, the Moon houses owns the house Karkataka, and Vrikshika, exalted in Rishabha. But in this chart, Moon which is placed in which Rasi?
Mithuna.
So neither it is not in the own house, not in the exalted position, depleted position. But among this one, which one we found out? Only the Mars is in the own house. Other things are not exalted, not depleted. Okay. Now comes into the Rahu and Ketu. We have to treat these two people as differently. The Ketu, okay, now we don't need to confuse this one. Until this point, if we can able to find out the own house depleted and exalted for the 7 grahas, that is more than enough now, till now. this much is very much clear?
Okay.
Okay, I believe it is clear.
Okay.
Let's-
Okay.
Somewhat.
Why
Yeah.
somewhat?
Bit is the confusion.
Which piece you are missing?
No.
Vanita, we keep getting confused and then we keep coming back.
Yeah. Bit confusion.
Okay,
Yes.
when you are getting confusing, right? Keep the Kala Purusha chart next to you all the time. And
That is what we've done.
how many times you are practicing? Don't worry about it. Keep the chart next to you. You no need to memorize it, but I really ask my sincere advice to you, recommendation to you is memorize as much as you can. That will easy for you because some point in time you may get bored because none of things comes into your memory.
Yes.
All the time you are getting referring into the some other notes or something, you may get bored. But
yes.
at this point, when you are in the at least for 2 years, 3 years of the time, keep the reference next to you. That's not bad. It's really good. Don't worry if you get confused, then you are definitely learning. If you forgot everything, you are learning. So don't worry
Yes.
about it.
Yeah.
The reference next.
Thank you for the encouragement, Vanita. That is what we do.
Okay. Then the most important thing about the next thing is the lagna aspects and the graha aspects. What I mean here. Okay, this thing definitely should at this point, at this juncture, we had an fluency in the lagna aspect as well as the what are the grahas aspecting the lagna. What does that mean? Okay, for this chart again we are taking the same chart. Able to see the Jagannath Hora, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, from the lagna, is there any graha here?
No.
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 Kanya is there in some.
Kanya, there was no graha in it. So
Yeah.
who's the owner here?
Mercury.
Buddha.
Where
Mercury.
the Mercury was placed in this chart?
In Vrishika.
Mercury has how many aspects?
One.
Seven. Only one. Seventh.
One. So
7
exactly
only.
7 only. See
Sure.
that is there from the Mercury, 7th house, is there any graha in it?
No.
No. And who's the owner of that?
Shukra.
Venus.
Shukra. Where is the Venus is placed?
It's with Mercury.
Vrishika.
Interesting, right? Where is the Venus is placed? Next to the Mercury.
Vanita, a bit confusion. Where the owner of the how Mercury, how is Venus is Mercury? Venus
Okay,
is how is the
Okay, wait. Don't get confused.
confusion?
I thought to proceed with the next step. Then I realized I'm moving fast. Okay. For this chart, right, we'll see only the ascendant. When you see the ascendant, there was no graha in it. Then we look into the owner of the house.
Repeat.
Who's the owner? In the ascendant,
yeah.
there was no graha, right? So
Mercury.
then we see who's the owner. Who's the owner? Mercury is the owner.
Mercury.
And in this chart,
Yeah.
we try to find out where is the Mercury. Mercury is in the Vrikshika along with Venus.
Venus, yeah.
Okay. Then before getting in, then we are going one step further. We pointed where the Mercury is positioned in this chart. We understand this third house in the Vrikshika Rasi. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we try to understand what is the aspect of the Mercury. Is the Mercury which is placed in the third house, who is the Lagnadipati, aspecting which Rasi? Mercury have only one aspect. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then
7th house.
from here we try to count 7. Where it will come?
From where we have to come start for 7th house?
Mesha.
From Mercury.
From Mercury, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rishabha. Yes.
Rishabha.
Yes.
Is there any graha present in it?
No.
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 Rishabha, nothing.
But who is the owner of the Rishabha?
Venus.
Venus. Follow.
Again, see where is the Venus was placed?
Yeah. Venus in
is
Rishabha.
along with the Mercury. It is in the Vrikshika Rasi. That is the third house. Okay. So at this point, we understand what is the Lagna was doing here. Okay. That was the 7th point. Then we will see what are the other graha aspects. Every graha aspects. Okay.
Yeah.
When you see Venus is also having only one aspect. Yes.
7th house.
7. So 7 again pointing into own house. That is the Rishabha Rashi. Then we'll move into the sun. Sun is having how many aspects?
7. Only 1.
Exactly, it is pointing to the Mithuna where the two graha placed in it, Ketu and the moon. Okay. And next, Jupiter. Can you see the Jupiter make a little bit effort in it? Because the Jupiter is the hero of everybody's chart. Okay. And he is also savior of everybody's chart. The Jupiter, which is in the which house in it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes?
Yeah.
6th house. Okay. The
Vanita,
one.
Vanita, Vanita. That means you have to start from Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Mars, like that we have to go to find the aspects.
No.
Just
No,
look
I
at
have
all
to
planets.
follow
that's all.
the chart, Rashi chart. You are following. I didn't follow that. After Venus, we have come to owner of Rishabha is Venus. Correct.
Okay, wait.
From there, I'm a bit confused.
Wait, let's go by slow. When I say that which I pointing the Venus Mercury, the story was stopped. That one which I mentioned for the Lagna aspect, that story finished. Now we'll go on into the every graha aspects. Every
graha
graha
aspect.
which is having its own aspect, right?
Yeah.
Venus, Mercury, Sun, and Moon having only one aspect, that is the 7th aspect. Other 3 planets, Sun, Mars, and Saturn, having that special aspects, which was you're going to see.
Yeah.
Okay, when you see the Venus and the Mercury pointing to the Rishabha, we done. Sun, which is pointing to the Mithuna, along the pointing to Mithuna means the graha present in is the Ketu and the Moon. Then we moving on to the Jupiter. Here is the interesting thing here. From the ascendant, in which house it is placed?
6th house.
6th house.
6th house.
6th, 8th, and the 12th are hidden. The energy will be hidden. That means it was hidden. The Jataka won't get the energy completely. In that, the house, Jupiter was placed in it. Okay, I stop the story here. We'll continue when you are moving forward, but remember this point. Jupiter placed in the 6th house, even though if it is an auspicious planet, when it is placed in the 6th, 8th, and the 12th, the auspiciousness given by the Jupiter will be little bit reduced. Okay, let's see the aspect of the Jupiter only. How many aspects Jupiter is having?
5, 7, 9.
5, 7,
5, 7, 9. Okay, let's count from here, from Jupiter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Jupiter is aspecting which house?
Mithuna.
Yeah, Mithuna, along with the graha present is Ketu and the moon. But which house? What is the number of the house?
5.
5.
Oh, 10th house. 10th house in the
10th
Lagna.
house.
From the
Okay, what is the 10th house?
Career, occupation.
Work, power, status, career.
Awesome. Awesome. Great. Every answer is correct. Okay, let's move on. Jupiter is aspecting
Vanita,
the...
1 minute. Vanita, 1 minute. Vanita, 1 minute. Now Jupiter is in here in Kumbha. From there you have to count 5, 7, 9. Correct.
Correct.
Jupiter is now here in the chart. Jupiter
Count
is
from
now is in the Kumbha. Correct.
Correct.
From
Now
there
count
you have to count 5, 7, 9.
Yes. Now we'll
1,
count
2,
from here 5. 1,
1,
2,
2,
3,
3,
4,
4,
5. Mithuna will come.
Mithuna.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, then
That is the
proceed.
5th aspect.
Mithuna.
That is the 5th aspect. Now go to the 7th aspect. 6, 7. Simha is the 7th aspect. Now go to the 9th aspect.
7th Simha.
8, 9. That is the Tula. 7th is the Simha. Correct. 9. 9 is the Tula.
Yeah.
So the Jupiter was aspecting. Okay, now we'll count now with this 5, 7, 9 aspect. Now we are mentioning the same 5, 7 aspect in the name of the house number. Jupiter aspecting the 10th house, Jupiter aspecting the 12th house, Jupiter aspecting the 2nd house. Yes or no?
Yeah, with respect to Lagna.
Yeah. Now we'll see the Saturn. Saturn, how many aspects?
3, 7, 10.
3, 7. From here, count the 3. And before that, Saturn is placed in which house, first of all? It is in the
Mean. Yeah.
Meena
Okay,
Rashi.
seventh house from the Lagna.
Seventh house is prominent for which one? Kalastrasthana. Okay. Remember that Saturn was placed in it.
Marriage. Yeah.
From here, go with the 3 aspect. 1,
Tenginkai.
3. So first, third aspect is in the 9th house, which is in Rishabha. Now go to into the seventh aspect exactly to the ascendant. And the 10th aspect, 8, 9, 10, which is in the 4th house. Okay. So the Saturn is aspecting 9th house, Lagna, as well as the 4th house. This much clear?
Hmm.
Okay, Mars.
Yes.
Now coming into the Mars. Mars, how many aspect?
Mars
Three.
4, 7, 8.
4, 7, 8.
4,
4,
7.
7, 8.
That's Mars be placed in which
8.
house? Here, it is in the own
8.
house,
One house.
but if the number is the 8. Okay, remember that point also. Now we'll count from the aspect 1, 2, 3, 4, aspecting which house? Karkarasi, with the 11th house. Yes? Okay. Now we'll move into the 7th one, that is the Tula. 2nd house. Now 8th one, that is the 3rd house, aspecting the Venus and the Mercury. Remember, Mercury is the Lagnadipati. Now the Lagnadipati is Yugda with Venus and aspected by the Mars. Okay. Now the Moon. Moon is having how many aspects? Only one. Exactly the opposite 180 degree, that is in the Dhanush, which is the 4th house, and aspecting whose? Sun. Moon is aspecting the Sun and the Rahu. Now we'll see the heroes here, Ketu and the Rahu. How many aspects which is having Ketu and Rahu? We'll see
7, 11.
3, 7, 11. We'll see the Ketu first here. 1, 2, 3. We are going backward. Natural motion of the Ketu and Rahu is the anti-clockwise direction, right? So third is the 8th house, which is the graha which is placed in it is Mars. Now we'll go into the 7th aspect, aspecting the Sun and the Rahu. 8, 9, 10, 11, which is in the 12th house. Yes? This much clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's see the Rahu. Rahu 1, 2, 3, aspecting the Jupiter. Okay. That is the 6th house. Rahu, which is placed in the 4th house, aspecting the 6th house, Graha placed in his Jupiter. Then and also aspecting this. Yeah, reversed. I'm sorry. It's reversed. Sorry. But anyway, it will aspect the Jupiter. I will tell you why. Sorry, that's my mistake.
Anita, 1 minute. Rahu 3, 7,
Yeah, it's going reverse. Going reverse only. Correct.
11. But he goes reverse, no?
Yes, reverse. My mistake. 1, 2, 3, 2nd house, 3rd aspect. Then the 7th house, it is Ketu and the Moon. 8, 9, 10, 11, Jupiter. So 11th aspect is the Jupiter. That is the 6th house. 3rd aspect is the 2nd house. And the 7th aspect is the 10th house. Okay. When you see any of the chart, you can able to make it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we'll have, okay, at this point, this is the milestone. If some point in time, if you are not able to make it at this 7 points, please do homework. Okay. Let's move into the today's lesson. Okay. Okay. In the Shadbala, we are going to see the 3 Bhaga Bala. That is the 3 Bhaga Bala is one of the Shadbala. We'll see what is the 3 Bhaga. 3 Bhaga means 3 parts. In one whole day, how many hours it will be? It will be 24 hours. Right? The day is divided into the day and the night. Day is 12 hours, night is 12 hours. So 3 Bhaga means day is divided into 3 parts, night is divided into 3 parts. But how you are dividing? They're dividing based on the hours. Morning 6 to 10, that is one part, first part for the day. 6 to 10. From the 10 to 2 becomes a second part of the day. Okay. Then 2 to 6 p.m. That is the third part of the day. Now, when it comes into the night, 6 into 10 p.m., that is the moon. Sorry, that is the first part of the night. 10 to 2 a.m., that is the second part of the night. 2 to 6 a.m., that is the third part of the night. And here is an interesting. Day and night are divided into three parts based on the hours. 6 to 10, 10 to 2, 2 to 6. Same thing goes for the night also. So totally, the 24 hours becomes the 6 portions. So among the 6 portions, the graha had an influence of every hours, every parts. Let's see which graha having which at which part it having the most influence. 6 to 10 a.m. Mercury have the strong influence. 10 to 2 p.m. Saturn have the strong influence. 2 to 6 p.m. Saturn have the strong influence in a day. In a day. Remember, in a day. Mercury, Sun, Saturn. The sequence all the day. Then in the night, Moon 6 to 10 p.m. Venus 10 to 2 a.m. and the Mars 2 to 6 a.m. Okay. Based on this, there was the calculation, whatever the graha which is placed on it. Based on it, we find out the Tribhanga bala. Okay. When you are born, the birth time, right? Because all the balas based on your date of birth, time of birth only. So when you are born, you had the time, date and time. So based on that, if anyone which is born on this time, they had the strong influence. If they are born in the day and the night, then they have the strong influence of the Mercury, Sun, and the Saturn when they are placed on the particular time. You need to calculate all these things. No, this is for your understanding. We are studying this, but nowadays whatever the Shadbala, every software is calculating for us. Okay, but we need to understand what is the Tribhanga bala is. Okay.
I had a question, ma'am. Is Jupiter not included in this?
Yes. Okay. Why it was not included? Because that is an auspicious planet. It will be the auspicious on any number of hours. If it is in a 6 a.m. or 6 p.m., doesn't matter. So Jupiter is always auspicious. The prominent energy will be there if the Jupiter presence was there. But there was also, if this answer was not satisfying you, I encourage you to study. Dive into this one point because this will open the new horizon to understand why the Jupiter was not in the Tribhanga bala. Okay, I'm just giving the only one glance. I'm not giving the full answer. But
Always auspicious.
What is it?
Jupiter is always auspicious.
Yes. But if you still, if the answer was not satisfied, you can dig more. There was a very new horizon open for you.
Okay.
This is a very simple answer. The Jupiter is always auspicious. No need to, whether it is a 6 a.m. in the morning, 6 p.m. in the evening, doesn't matter. Jupiter is always auspicious. It is a simple answer.
Yeah.
But if you still want to dig more into it, I encourage you to do it. You will open a new horizon in the learning of the astrology. Okay. That was the good notice that I really appreciated. Okay, let's moving into the second one. Sorry, before moving into the Varsa, masa, dina, Hora, before that, I want you to learn one thing about the weekdays Lord. What is the weekdays Lord? We have the weekday Sunday to Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But every day, there was the one Lord energy is prominent. What does that mean? When the Sunday was there, the sun's energy is the prominent. What is that meaning? On this day, the sun's energy is the first ray which is coming into this Earth planet. So that energy level is high. When the Monday is started, the moon's energy will be the first thing in the Earth planet. That energy level is high comparatively among the other grahas. Same goes for every days. Tuesday Mars, Wednesday Mercury, Thursday Jupiter, Friday Venus, Saturday Saturn. Remember this one, the weekdays Lord. This one you are going to repeat in the Varsha Masa Dina Hora. Okay. Let's getting into the Varsha Masa Dina Hora. First thing we'll understand what is the Varsha Masa Dina Hora. Then we'll coming into this text to read it again. Okay. First we'll see the Varsha Bala. Okay. You all heard about it, the Samvatsara. There are the 60s. Okay, before that, the Varsha Bala is based on the solar years. That means the Samvatsara. In the 60 Samvatsara, considered as the one whole unit when the person was born in this Earth planet. They considered the 60 Samvatsara. If any individual was finished, they considered as this person has encountered all kind of ups and downs in their life. They gained the sufficient amount of the experience in their life, and if the person is married, then they have the different kind of the festival at the end of the 60th year. I don't know how many of you heard it, but if you belongs to the southern part of India, the 60 years when the man is reached, and if the person is married, then then that person is again married the same woman again. Second marriage person, you can say the second marriage, but the 60th marriage anniversary is okay. I don't want to get into that. Let's come back here. Okay, the Samvatsara means solar years. There are the 60 Samvatsara. What is that meaning? Before we come into the Samvatsara thing, we'll see this chart. Okay, considered. Okay, consider the year is not considered. The year will be start when the sun enters into the zodiac sign of the Mesha. When the sun enters into the zodiac sign of the Mars. Imagine this is the this month Mesha was entered into sun is entered into the Mesha Rasi. The first year is started. Imagine that. Okay. Then this every month the sun finishes one Rasi, right? It moves forward. Fourth month, fifth month, sixth, seventh. It goes on till 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 years it will be the sun finish. It takes 1 month to finish every Rasi, then it was moves around every Rasi, and when it is reaches the 12th Rasi, the 1 year is finished. That is the one solar year. Okay. Mostly it started in the mid of the April and ends in the mid of the April itself. Okay. So most of the time it begin and end in the mid of the April. So that's why in every country, every state in the India celebrating the New Year in different days. In Tamil Nadu, we always celebrate the New Year is in the April 14. So that is the time the sun enters into the Mesha Rasi. In Kerala also, they do 1 or 2 days earlier or after. And same goes with the Karnataka. Same goes with different parts of the country. But whenever they had this sun enters into the Mesha Rasi, they consider the new year is going to start. The Varsha Bala is based on the solar year. Solar year means when the sun completes the one round of completing all the rasis. That means it takes 12 months. How it takes 12 months? Because when it crossing this one Rasi, it takes 30 days, 1 month. Continuously for every Rasi, 12 Rasis, 1 month. When it was in the Meena Rasi, it will be 12 months. Okay. So consider it is the one whole year. That is your one solar year. For the same like that, the 60 years, consider it as the Samvatsaras. Okay, now coming into the lesson here. So how the Varsha Bala is calculated? When the sun moves into the first Rashi, that is the Mesha. Imagine when the sun enters into the Mesha Rashi, imagine that is a Thursday. So who's the weekday lord for that Thursday? Guru. So that means that day, Guru is the dominant for that the Varshabala. Guru becomes the lord of the Varshabala because that day is a Thursday and that day is the sun transited into the first Rashi, that is Mesha. Okay. The 60 Samvatsara, if you have a chance to study all the Samvatsara, go ahead and learn about it, because every 60 Samvatsara has a prominent quality, not even one single Samvatsara matching with another. Every Samvatsara having its own quality in it. You have the time and an energy, go ahead and read it. It's worthful learning. Okay. Okay. Now coming into the today's current Samvatsara. In the 2023, we are in the 36th Samvatsara and 37th Samvatsara. What does it mean? Till mid-April 2023, we are in the Subhakrita. Subhakrita. And from the mid-April of 15th April, the Shobhakrita will start and end in the April to 2024. And the 38th Samvatsara will start. This point you understand, right? Every Varsha have its own Bala. How the Varsha Bala is calculated? When the sun was entered into the Mesha Rashi, that time, which day it is, that day becomes the weekday of the Lord. Based on that, the Varsha Bala will be calculated. This much will be clear? No? Yes or no?
So on which
98
day
Yeah.
it entered Mesha? So where do we find that? Is it in our chart or?
Don't worry, it's not in the it's a general one. It's a
Ah, okay, got
April
it, got it.
15th, April 15th, it will enter.
mostly it will be in the April 14 or April 15.
From April 15, 2003, it is already started.
Yeah, now we are in the
Yeah.
Shobhakrita.
24.
Now we are in a 37.
Yeah, we are in 37 already.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
I mentioned the 36th also, because the the 2023 it started in the 36 Samvatsara itself.
Okay. Okay.
Till the mid of the April 2023, we are in the different Samvatsara. And the 37 Samvatsara will start 15th April. Okay, how you can easily
Samvatsara means solar year?
Yes, solar year. Yeah. So how you can easily identify that whenever there was the New Year is celebrating, the Tamil New Year, Kannada New Year, Kerala New Year, that becomes your, that is the point, the new Samvatsara is going to start. You can make that one is an easy landmark. Otherwise, every, yeah, that's an easiest way, because you no need to look into for this thing, but you no need to understand this one also, because Sadbala calculation is already done by the software. But why I need to understand this one? When you are entering into the new year, the different two Samvatsara will come for an year. Because we are following the Gregorian calendar for the normal day-to-day lives. But based on the solar calendar, two Samvatsara will come in a year. But don't confuse with this, because it ends in the mid of the April. That's why the two Samvatsara will come on the per year. So in the 2024, you try to find out. We already know the 2024 will have the 37 Samvatsara also and the 38th Samvatsara also.
Krodhi, 38 is.
Yeah. Then study about these two Samvatsaras only. What is the prominent futures? Why it was called it as, and what will happen in this year? If you just having a glimpse, overlook of everything, we have. I would say if you are so much interested in it. Otherwise, leave it as just for an information.
Where we read about all this?
Me?
No, about these Samvatsaras.
Okay, you try in a Google, they have the plenty of information about this.
Okay.
But I wouldn't find any good books, because some of the books which I read, it was in the Tamil. I don't know which you can able to read in Tamil. Otherwise, I will suggest you to which are the books I can read also. But best thing, you search on the Google, you definitely find many information.
Some panchangas will have it too.
Yeah, best thing. Yeah. Okay. Then the Mashabala. Okay. Now we already saw that the sun will enter into the zodiac sign. So it takes 1 month to finish, right? Okay, let me see. So the Varshabala is the one complete cycle of the zodiac sign. Then all the 12 zodiacs and completed by the sun, it becomes a year. Now we'll getting into the one level deeper. When the sun enters into the Mesha, considered this day is the Wednesday. Okay, the sun is entered at this point, and you are born on the April. And Mesha is sun is already entered into the Mesha, and this day is the Wednesday. Then the which Lord will be the Mashabala Lord?
Buddha.
Mercury, right?
Yeah.
You got it? Okay, now let's go one more example.
What is the difference between this and Varshabala? Because in Varshabala also we said when sun enters Mesha.
Correct. But here,
Vanita, this you said Mercury. It should be Mars, right?
Wednesday. It was on
Wednesday.
a Wednesday, so it is Buddha.
Okay.
Weekday Lord.
Okay.
Oh, what's the difference between the Varshabala and the Mashabala? Varshabala is the only one on whole year. You have only one point, that is when the sun enter into the Mars. Okay. For the Mashabala, when the 12 points, what are the 12 points?
Oh, okay.
When the sun enter into the Mars, when the sun enters in the Rishabha, when the sun enters in the Mithuna, same thing goes for all the things. Karka, Simha, Kanya, Tula. Okay, now Vrikshika, Danuj, and there was a 12 points will come, right? So the
Got
people
it.
who are born in this any of the months considered it was in the April, March. Okay, they will come into the Kumbh, I guess. If the peoples are born in the Mars and the day is the Monday, when the sun is entered on the Monday, imagine, it's on imagination here. You were born, the Jataka in your hand is on the March month, and the sun enters into the Kumbha on the day of the Monday. Who's the Lord here?
Moon.
Moon. So the Mashabala will be based on the weekday of the Lord. Okay, this point clear?
Okay.
Okay, and we'll go into the Dinabala. Dinabala is much easier. Why? Dina is the weekday. Whoever it is, the weekday Lord becomes the Lord of the day. We saw that already, right? Sunday is the sun, Monday is the moon, Tuesday is the Mars. It goes for all other days. Okay, then we'll end here. So Hora. Here is an interesting thing. The Hora is the 1 hour period. So when you divide the entire day into the 24 hours, so how many Horas will have? 24 Horas will come. Okay, the entire thing. The first Hora of the ruler of the first Hora is always identical to the ruler of the weekday. What does that mean? Today is the Wednesday. So the weekday Lord is the Mercury. So the ruler of the first Hora will be the Mercury. Then the order is followed is like the distance based on the distance from the earth. The most distance becomes followed, then the least, then the close to the earth at the end. The Hora Bala, it will be calculated like this. Okay.
Vinita, can you give us the chart giving the distance of the planets, please?
No need, don't worry. You don't need to calculate that thing. You will really go crazy.
Okay.
You understand this point, Hora Bala only. You need to understand how much the distance from here and there.
No, I don't mean how much distance. There's something about, sometimes we forget which is the closest planet and which is the furthermost. So just for
Madam,
that idea.
Yeah, the closest one is Mercury. The second closest is Venus. The third closest is Earth. The R we consider it as Sun. And then the fourth is the Mars. And the next one is Jupiter. And the last one is Saturn.
We can
But
look at the solar system for this, right?
Yeah.
Distance from there.
But
Yes.
it comes.
But we have Moon also. We have Chandra also. But Chandra is the fastest
Closest.
moving. So the closest to the Earth. So we have to start from Moon.
No, it start from the distant planet. Weekday
Yeah,
planet.
Shani,
Then the
Guru. Yeah, Shani, Guru,
Mars
Kuja, Ravi, Shukra,
and Shukra.
Buddha.
Because the Buddha is the first day, the Lord of the. Imagine it is the weekday is the Wednesday, and the weekday Lord is the first ruler of that weekday becomes the first Hora. Ruler of the first Hora is identical to the ruler of the weekday. So apply that principle. Then the order is followed from the planet from most distant from the Earth to the most distant close to the Earth. But mostly don't worry about this. But understand the Hora Bala, what it is meaning. 24 hours divided into 1 hour. The first Hora is identical to the ruler of the weekday. That's more than enough for identifying the Hora Bala. When we learn about the Panchangam in the later point in the classes, I will tell you more about this Hora Bala, but not now. This much information is more than enough. Okay. We'll have 5 more minutes. I will start with the retrograde now, but definitely we will see about the retrograde in a very detailed fashion next week. Okay, before that, I comment on this definition. Varsha, Masha, Dina, and Hora Bala consider the start of the year, month, day, and hour of the birth. Each time period of an year, month, etc. is ruled by a planet, which is particularly powerful during that period. So how this balas is calculated based on the time of the birth, which is in your hand. You're trying to find out what is the Varsha Bala, what is the Masha Bala, what is the Dina and Hora Bala. You're going to calculate it? No. You already have it in your hand. Okay. Now getting into the retrograde. Okay, why we learning this retrograde now? Why we not learning the retrograde earlier? The simplest reason is because we are going to learn about the Sheshta Bala next. If you want to understand that one, we have to understand what is retrograde. The retrograde means simplest thing. Planet appears to go backward. What is that meaning? Usually, when the Earth Sun will move in a sufficient amount of the distance, but retrograde means it comes little bit closer, but when it was going into the closer moment, it stationary for at least 2-3 days. Then it goes backward. Then it takes depends on the graph. It takes 140 days, 128 days, 180 days. Then again it will be stationary for 2 to 3 or 4 to 5 days. Then it's come back to the normal. Then one question will come. Among the Navagrahas, which are the planets which won't take the retrograde motion? Sun, Moon, and the Rahu and Ketu. The Rahu and Ketu is a special. Why? Already the Rahu and Ketu natural rotatory motion itself is the anti-clockwise only. So that's why there was no retrograde for the Rahu and the Ketu. Why it was not coming here? Okay. The Rahu and Ketu, it's natural motion itself backward only. Sun and Moon, they don't have the retrograde motion. So remaining other planets, what are the remaining other planets?
Rest of all, right? So Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Venus,
Mercury, Mars, Venus, Jupiter, then
Jupiter, Saturn.
yeah.
Saturn.
Okay, here we can learn many things interestingly. When the Mars is retrograde means okay, then when in your birth chart find out is there any planet as a retrograde or not. Okay, if that planet is retrograde, means the quality of that person is it was one level go deeper. For example, the Mercury person can speak a lot. They have, because why they are speaking, because they have an intelligent level is high. They acquire all kind of information. They process everything. Then they speak out. They spit out every kind of the knowledge. It's like an intelligent vomit. If the Mercury is a retrograde, then this person will do all kind of the speaking continuously. They know, they speak about everything in anything. Okay, we'll learn about everything in detail in the next class, but I'm just giving a glimpse. The retrograde means the planets goes backwards. First, before getting into the backwards, they will stationary for at least 5 days. Depends on the planets. Mars will take 4 to 5 days stationary before and after retrograde. Depends on the planets. The days are also different. I will give you the days and how many days it will get retrograde. How many days will be stationary in the next class itself. So based on that, during this retrogression period, this 5 planets retrogression period, mostly the Saturn and the Jupiter will plays the biggest role. But if the birth chart itself is having a retrograde planets in it, then they have the deeper connection in that quality. Deeper connection means they have so much deeper connection. For example, if the Jupiter is retrograde, this person will be having a high wisdom. They believe that they know everything. They don't want to learn from others because they already have an capability and have an intuition of knowing everything. The wisdom level is high, so that's why the Jupiter retrograde have an, would say they have an karma, like they have to release this kind of knowing everything and come back to the normal, grounding their knowledge. It becomes their lifetime process. We'll see about this next week. Okay. Next week we'll finish with all the Chatbala. If the retrograde didn't take any much time, then next week itself we'll finish with the Chatbala. I believe we'll take one more week. Let's see. Till now, any questions? Have 2 more minutes. No questions. I love this.
Thanks, Vanita. Interesting class.
Okay. We'll see you all next week. If there was no questions, we'll see you all next week.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.